I just wanted to sort of zoom out a bit of Monday night before we talk about the next game and talk about the sort of bigger picture. How encouraging is it, the chances you created in that game, and how big a positive is it, how big a goal threat your team's posing at the minute?
Well, it is. It is a massive positive, Dan, and it is a threat. And obviously we have got end products as we're scoring goals. You know, we've scored, I think, you're looking back to going to Chesterfield 3, against Swindon 2, against Wimbledon 2. So I could go back. So we are a threat, and it is a positive thing for us, and we've got to keep that. But what we have to do as well is keep the ball out the back of the net to actually get a point or get 3 points or get through a cup, as I always say, which we've done. So, you know, that's positive. We've got to keep that going, and also keep working on keeping the ball out the back of the net.
You give yourself a chance in games. I think it's 1 in 15 that you failed to score in all competitions, and you've hit the back of the net in all the rest of them.
Yeah.
Does that give confidence that the forward players, that those that create and those that score, are going to, if you do concede?
Yeah, I think it does, because we know that we are going to score. We know that we're going to get great chances like we did on Monday night, you know, and as I said, I think the game should have been out of sight, and you know, we've looked back and we've reflected on it as a team, as coaching staff, and we've looked at the chances that, you know, Tyler had, and he knows himself. But I'd be more worried if we weren't creating the chances, or more worried if Tyler wasn't getting in positions, or whoever else wasn't getting in positions, to be honest. But it's just about the end product, and Monday night we had it in one occasion where we scored a goal, and we didn't have it for 4 or 5, if you like, in the first half. So if we can continue that, and we can do that tomorrow, then you know, hopefully we can be successful.
Is it something that you work on? We hear this phrase a lot, you know, I'd worry if we weren't creating the chances. Yeah. Is it something that you work on, that final bit, the finishing, or does that sort of take care of itself? Because if you keep creating chances, you'll start taking them.
No, you have to work on them. So we do phases of play, and we do passages of play, and you know, put lads in situations where, you know, unopposed and opposed, so they're getting against defenders. They've got to do it against defenders, and just got to do it, you know, against the keeper and score and finish. So it is work that's ongoing on the training ground, and then you see the fruit of that when you play the game and the chances. But also, while you're doing that on the training ground as well, there's a load of chances that do get missed, and there's keepers make saves, and there's defenders defend. So, you know, we do, a lot goes into it. So when you do see the ball go into the back of the net on what we've been trying to do, whether it's from a cross, whether you're playing through, whether it's a 1-2, a combination play, whatever, and you get success and you get a goal from that, which is great for us.
Salford at home is the start of those Christmas fixtures. We do it every year. You'll have had so many years of this. Do you have to look at it slightly differently? You will obviously deal with one game at a time and one opponent at a time, but as far as picking the team, for example, do you have to be conscious that you've got to go again and go again and go again 4 times in a short period of time?
Well, I think you'd have, but I think if lads can sustain going again and going again, then it, you know, it all depends how the results have gone. So if you've had a positive results, then, you know, you'd probably more likely stick with the same. But you know, there's you reflect on that at the end of how you've played, how you've got your points, how you got your 3 points, and also if is everyone recovered in the right way, and you know, ready to go again. So yeah, there's a load of games in a short period of time. So we have to, as you just said there, Dan, you have to just take it game by game, and the next one's Salford.
What do you expect from Salford City? They seem to have found some form, particularly in the last sort of 3 or 4 weeks.
I think they're more good at home, to be honest. I mean, I went and watched them last week against Notts County. Notts County play the way they play, and Salford jumped all over them, scored the first goal, which is how Notts County play, and they put pressure on them and scored a goal, and Conor McAleny scored a good goal. What's happened, really. And then a combination play between Conor himself and Cole Stockton. And then maybe, you know, you can say the other one was slightly lucky. Little lads come in, had a little dribble, had a shot, and it fell to Cole Stockton. He's knocked it in. So, you know, he's in the right place, if you like, at the right time. So, you know, fair play to them. So they've had a positive result against, you know, a good Notts County side. I think they're a different animal away from home. Set up maybe slightly different in terms of coming maybe for a draw or trying to pick a point up. We'll see if that remains tomorrow. I don't know, but in terms of us, we can just approach it the way we do when we're at home. I think looking back at our last home game with the Storm Dara, I think it was just the football was a non-event. We were disappointed, not coming away with a point at least. We should have got a point at least out of it, but it was just, you know, we had a complete off day. Everyone did, in terms of the lads that played, started and came on. So that one we had to draw the line under. We weren't happy. The players got told that, but we know we've got a good set of lads and we've got a good dressing room, and we had to address it, and that was the next one, and I think we did.
You talk about Salford potentially being a different proposition away from home. Does that present an opportunity, therefore, because you're at home?
Well, it does, because I think when you're at home, the onus is on you anyway to try and go and win the game. So, you know, you have to go and do that, so you can be a bit open at times, but that's down to us in terms of when we are attacking, again, going back to our attacking threat, that we put our chances away, that we create. So, you know, a team maybe come away with a mentality of, like, you know, protecting what they've got, which is a point, and taking a point on the road and moving forward to your next game. But, so I don't know in terms of wait until I see the team sheet tomorrow of Salford, and then I'll soon know which way they're sort of going. I'm not saying for any reason or particular reason that that's what they do. We're just seeing the last 4 games, and, you know, they lost to Gillingham, and it was different personnel. They had a back 3 in, and Luke Garber played one side, Edwards played the other side, Lund played central, Woodburn played up top with Cole Stockton. So, you know, we know how they play, we know what shape they play, and we know what threat they pose as well.
I suppose the other thing about the Christmas period is there's a lot of those points to play for that you referenced there. It can look very different in the first week of January compared to what it looks at the moment. How much of an incentive is that, given the league table and how many points are up for grabs in, I think it's 11 days, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it is, Dan, isn't it? So it's a short period of time with the games, and we need to pick up as many points as possible. You know, it's tight down there, we know that. It's tight in the middle, we know that. You can go that way and go that way. So, you know, we know what's at stake, we know what we've got to do, and it's not just the team, it's the whole squad, and it's the support and staff that are about the place as well. That we've all got to stay positive, we've all got to keep doing what we're doing, we've got to create what we create and make sure that the ball goes in the back of the net and we get a positive result.
You mentioned the squad there. What's the numbers situation looking like? Is there anything new to report from the other night?
There's no injuries, so we've got Dan Martin back on the grass, so he's running today. Kelsey Mooney's getting here with running, and the usual ones with Jay, a little issue with his knee, but he started to run, which was good. He's had a little bit of an injection, so he's gone well over the past couple of days. Jay Rich Bagaloo, that is. Seb is back into the gym, Seb Quirk. So yeah, so it's looking all right.